lost last night to the Cincinnati Reds. They pushed Cincinnati into double-digit win territory.
Those idiots. How do you lose to the Reds?
Cincinnati got win number 10 over your Guardians. 5-4 was the final, so it wasn't... it was close. Second of two tonight here at home. Here on WMMS and on the iHeartRadio app. Reds, Guardians. Now, I don't know. Is there a minimum number of games to be swept? Can you sweep someone with 2 games, or is that a minimum of 3?
No, I think you can. I mean, it's the
you
series.
Win them both
in
the series.
Win,
okay.
it's the series, so.
Well, if they lose to the Reds again tonight, then obviously
They got
Cincinnati will have swept.
You know, if you sweep a room, it doesn't matter how big the room is. You sweep it.
I guess.
If you sweep a closet, it's still swept.
I guess that's true.
You're welcome.
Thank you. In Cavaliers news, the NBA is investigating Rajon Rondo.
Oh, yeah. I saw
After
that.
he allegedly... Is this in the Poundcake Sports Break? Did you put the Rajon Rondo story in there?
I did not.
Rajon Rondo, who I think we had in the Bulls for a
he's
while.
bounced around to a lot of teams.
Yeah, he's been all over, hasn't he? Mm-hmm. Clippers, Lakers, Bulls, Cavaliers. I mean, he's getting a little long in the tooth.
Pelicans, Celtics, Mavericks.
Right, Pelicans, right.
I think he was on the Kings. He's been all over.
He allegedly pulled a gun on his baby mama in front of the kids. Now, is it worse because it's in front of the kids, or is that just part of the story?
I mean, I think that is pretty... I think it makes it worse.
It makes it worse.
It's bad,
yeah,
no matter what, but it's worse if there's a kid seeing... Like, could you imagine your dad holding a gun to your mom's head?
No, but a lot of people can.
Yeah.
Was it to her head?
Well, I don't know. Well,
pulled a gun on his former partner and mother of his children and threatened to kill her. Huh. All right. TMZ Sports had reported an altercation between Rajon Rondo and his former partner, Ashley Batchelor, where she was allegedly threatened by him after she asked their son to separate some laundry. Boy, you'll never know what's going to set some people off, right? Mm-hmm. You're trying to teach your kids some responsibilities, some chores. Rajon Rondo, he don't like that. No son of mine is going to be separating laundry.
I'm also...
Maybe she said...
I'm not as with him, but I don't think you need to separate laundry.
Maybe...
I'm not a separationist. I don't think you should... Because, I mean, sometimes.
Maybe he misunderstood when she said, could you separate the colors and the whites? Maybe that's what freaked him out. He kind of half heard what was going on, pulled the gun, realized she was discussing laundry. He smashed everything in sight, according to her.
Jeez.
Freaked out before he left the house to return with a gun, screaming at her to get his son.
Now, was he intending on smashing everything? Because he also, if there's a guy in the NBA you want shooting at you,
Rajon Rondo.
He's on the top of that list because he's not a great shooter.
Right. So, well, listen, this might have been the one shot he made, so you don't want that.
Let's see, his career field goal percentage of, how far away was he, though? Because is it a three-pointer or is it a two-pointer?
He yelled at both of the kids after that, allegedly, and then his parents showed up and he left the scene. And then the mom got an order of protection and temporary custody of both the kids.
He's a career 45% shooter.
So Rajon Rondo, according to this woman, has got some severe issues that the league is now looking into. She says he has a history of erratic behavior. He physically hits our son and calls him pussy. Well, listen, but a lot of these dads are into like these super passe ideas of like what your son is supposed to be or what your daughter is supposed to be. I guess if you're a professional athlete, that's not across the board, but that sounds like that's a big deal to him. She said he also verbally assaults our daughter and calls her thought and bitch. So, listen, I don't know. This is you got to put allegedly in there because it's her side of the story. The cops haven't showed up to say anything to him, I guess, but the league is investigating all this. Now, again, I don't know that he has been especially productive for the Cavaliers?
No, he didn't.
He's not a key player, right?
No, and I think he was just signed for the rest of this season, so
there you go.
I imagine with all the other things going on, they won't bring him back.
This is the end of the line for him.
Yeah.
And probably nobody else will grab him either. The guy's pushing 40.
Yeah, we'll see. He's kind of fallen off.
If there's a coach that can maybe mold him late in life, if you can teach this old dog some new tricks and go, treat the opponent like you treat your children. Get out there and call the other team thoughts or something. So yeah, that whole thing with Rajon Rondo. Message off the iHeartRadio app from somebody on the talkback button there.
Alan, you were just talking about artificial intelligence doctors, and it just struck me as odd that that's some futuristic idea. Like the majority of the people that haven't taken a vaccine in the United States have been listening to bots for their medical advice for a long time. So,
yeah,
he makes a good point.
He makes a pretty good point.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
People are not anti-bots. Robots! In any way or another. Yeah. Well, and, somebody pointed out, too, that they're like, look, you're still going to need people to do things. You're going to need people to administer medications and take vital signs. And again, I would certainly think so, but there's going to be, all they're going to need is, a little R2-D2 thing to put the blood pressure cuff on your arm or take your blood. The phlebotomy 2000. Get in there and stick your arm, take some blood. I don't know. I certainly hope. And again, when we've had Dr. Ryan Berglund on the show from the Cleveland Clinic, he does all those laser vasectomies or whatever. Where he's got like the isotope gloves and he's, working that robot. But that's human assisted. Mm-hmm. I'd certainly hate for him to have to turn over his amazing work to.
But there's a lot of guidance.
The SnipBot 5000.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you just become an overseer. I also like the idea of the phlebotomists. I can take your temperature with no thermometer. No thermometer.
The pride of Denver, Colorado. The phlebotomists. Yeah. Oh, boy. We got to bring them back. We've referred to them on a handful of occasions, and I'll hear from our bureau chiefs in the greater Denver metropolitan area because Flobots are, there's basically a local band now.
Hey, they got some fans out there still.
Yeah, they do. Listen, of course. Weren't you talking about somebody who's
one of my friends?
Their
it's his
favorite band? Right.
Favorite, yeah.
That's right. That would be fun if there was a band that just showed up. Because it's not like they've been around for 40 years. If somebody goes, what's your favorite band? People traditionally, depending on how old you are, Poundcake's favorite metal band is Evanescence. His favorite punk band is Panic! At the Disco. This is all a matter of public record. But some people, they'll go, what's your favorite band? They'll go, the age-old story. Oh, Stones or Zeppelin, whatever. You go way back. But if there's a band that kind of shows up on the scene, and they're a newish band, that'd be wild for you to go, oh my God, this is now my new favorite band.
That's usually the landscape for younger people. So a band
but we were all young at one point.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, my son, his favorite band is 21 Pilots, and they were his favorite band pretty much from the first time he heard them.
Yeah.
But, and I was kind of that way when, like, I loved STP when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. Also, it was one of the 3 CDs I owned. So I was like, this is my favorite band. Two? Let's see, we had, and I didn't even own these. These are just like ones that my brothers had that I could listen to. So it was Alice in Chains, Stone Temple Pilots, and Smashing Pumpkins.
Huh.
The ones that I remember. I think we had Collective Soul, too.
Okay.
So.
Well, yeah.
Stone Temple Pilots, that's the one that I like the most.
But again, that's somebody saying, there's a lot of other bands that I have liked for a while, but I now like this one more than all of them.
Right.
At my morning job, we have like a PA system, but it plays music. And we were listening to Panic! At the Disco. I Write Since Not Tragedies. I was on a call and I nearly lost my mind. I was like, hold on, let me put you on hold 1 second. This is my...
You put them on hold so you could listen to your banger?
I didn't put them on hold, but I did rush them off the phone. Because I was like, oh my God, I got to sing with this. I chime in.
Excuse me, just let me take it. No, there's something I've got to take care of, so I'm going to just really quickly put you on hold. This person's like, they got to do something else. They probably got work to go to. They don't know what Poundcake's doing. They just know that he's not with them. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying before,
that must be
you
nice,
know what?
though.
Here comes the chorus. I'm sorry. We put you on hold again. I listen to this song. Is it randomly generated on your PA system? It's like a Muzak system, right?
Yeah, I imagine they got some type of music app. Excuse me, I feel like I have to burp, but it's not coming out.
Do you want me to slap you on the back?
I don't.
Slap you on the back.
Yeah, I'll get that burp out. At the very least, I'll feel better.
Well, I won't.
Thinks about how I feel.
Yeah, no. Take Bill's thoughts into consideration. What his hand wants to do.
It's my body, my choice. I don't want his hand on my back.
Yeah, what that hand do? Well, I'm going to give you 17 seconds here to try to get that burp out. And give somebody else $1,000, chance for you to go fund yourself. It's the first of 4 chances today here on the show. So listen closely and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword PAY at WMMS.com. That's PAY. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Speaking of artificial intelligence in the medical field, and then I'll move on, I was reading a thing this morning about how artificial intelligence, they did this big, an international team of scientists, Americans, Canadians, Australians, and from Taiwan, reported that there was an AI that could read X-rays and CT scans and tell a person's race with 90% accuracy, and the doctors have no idea how it's doing it. People from MIT and Harvard Medical School are part of this study.
They're like, well, we didn't ask you to tell us the race.
Wait a second. Because don't they find that like when they plug AI into like social media interactions, it immediately becomes racist?
Yeah. I mean, that's what you get for having a robot in Boston, though.
That is true. Yeah. Harvard and MIT. Yeah, the doctors are like, we don't know how this is doing this. And that's really the fun part of AI, isn't it? When the humans go, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Skynet is closer than we thought it was.
That's an interesting and neat side effect, but also pretty terrifying.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Mm-hmm. When my graduate students showed me the results, I told them it must have been a mistake. Said one of the MIT professors, I thought my students were crazy. They said that the AI program for examining chest x-rays was more likely to miss signs of illness in black patients. Boy, black patients just can't win, can they? No. So they're like, yeah, this AI is doing this, and we don't know how it's doing it. But and who knows if they'll ever find out.
Well, it's one step in the wrong direction, I think. I don't like the idea of artificial intelligence doing things and the people that built it going, we don't know why.
Right.
That's terrifying.
The people with the organic intelligence go, that's beyond me. Mm-hmm. I thought I knew a lot. I went to Harvard. I now teach there. I went to MIT. I now teach there. And boy, this machine, I don't know. We pumped a bunch of index cards into it, and this is what came out. I got some sperm news if you're interested in that. Talk about not being able to catch a break. But listen, game recognizes game. The juror on one of the Harvey Weinstein lawsuits who bragged to everybody he knew. See, that's always gives it away when somebody brags about dumb crap. You can tell what kind of person they are, right? This guy bragged that he single-handedly delivered the guilty verdict. I don't think this guy knows how juries work. Anyway, he is in trouble now. He's on trial of being accused of drugging and raping women. Oh. So listen, he must have, yes, of course Sir, is there anything during the voir dire, is there anything that would preclude you from serving on this jury? Not at all. Nope. I'm going to be taking copious notes.
I feel like
I want to learn how he did it.
I don't want to be on a jury like that. Like, not anybody high profile. I definitely wouldn't brag about it because those people are well connected. And we may not see them on camera if it's a high profile trial, but the family does. Their lawyers do. And, like, they may not know me by name, but they know me by face. And
yeah.
I'm in the same community.
The 2 women are accusing this guy who's the former CEO of a liquor company based out of Italy. But he threatened they would lose their jobs if he coerced them into sexual relationships and then threatened they would lose their jobs if the truth emerged. So, and this was a guy who was telling everybody that he delivered the guilty verdict in Harvey Weinstein's sexual assault trial.
Little overcompensation there. But Poundcake, I don't want to gloss over why he doesn't want to be on a high-profile jury because you are worried if you are serving on a jury, and I'm just trying to understand this, that they're going to come after you?
Yeah.
He's always worried in any situation about someone. If there's even a modicum of conflict, he's always worried that the person on the other side is going to come after him for something. That's why he doesn't leave his house. He doesn't trust anybody. He doesn't want to go outside. Listen, this might work for him. It's not going to make for a very exciting life. Bill, keep him safe. It's not like he's going to die in his bedroom doing squeaky time.
But you understand that could happen with any jury you serve on.
But I'm saying, like, especially a high-profile person, like, they're not in these streets. They can get somebody to be in those streets for me. And I don't know. They just got more resources. It's different. It's a different type of scared. Like, they got police officers. They got, like, jurors and politicians.
So you think,
all in cahoots.
Does this happen often enough to have this kind of worry?
No, I just said I wouldn't want to. Like, people on the OJ trial, like, those people...
Yeah, they all got book deals. They didn't get murdered.
I think they
made money.
They probably had to write a book deal because that's the only way you could, like...
But you don't have to make a book deal. They all did. No, they ran for publishers.
Okay.
Because you have 12 people now who can write a book.
And people aren't just going to, like, they're not just going to disappear. Because that only increases, like...
It looks suspicious.
Yeah. It's not like in the movies where you can just go, like, gotta take care of them. What's the benefit of, if you're already sentenced, why would they come after you?
Yeah, the verdict has already been delivered. What, just because they're mad at you?
Yeah.
I mean,
they're taking it personal?
And if it's not OJ himself, nobody else cares. Nobody's going to go to the mat for a guy who just got convicted of murder or some capital offense. They're like, all right, well, it's over. You know, it's one thing if you engage in witness tampering. If they were to come after you during the trial. You're talking about after the trial.
Witness tampering, I understand. The jury thing is a pretty... And maybe even when the trial's going on, I understand. But when the trial's over, that's got to be a pretty rare
it's just
occurrence.
Like, I'm not saying it's not rare, but just like with that judge, like... Someone wanted to retaliate from a judgment she gave and came to her house,
but
shot
that's
her.
a judge. They don't... That I understand. The judge is...
And what case are you talking about?
I don't remember what case it was, but somebody came to her house, shot her husband, killed him, and then shot her son and killed him. And they were trying to get to her.
I remember that.
But
wasn't that a cartel case or like a militia case or something?
But she was prosecuting someone.
I thought
and
their boys pulled up and was like, let so and so go, and she said no.
Right.
And then it was chitty chitty bang bang after that, and I that scares me.
Esther Salas. 1 year after her son and her husband, her son was murdered.
Her husband was shot, I think, too, though.
Oh, shot. Okay. Killed in a racially motivated assault at the family home after a gunman posing as a delivery driver attempted to assassinate her.
Yep.
Yeah, well, there you go. Anyway, also in sperm news, a San Francisco cop... Listen, some guys, they need it when they need it. And a San Francisco cop has been charged with masturbating in a family's kitchen during a domestic violence call. That is a flex.
Aww.
They call you and they go, hey, you got to get over here because there's some real bad stuff going down. You have to imagine that maybe the wife called. And he shows up, starts whacking it. Right there in the kitchen. All over the Formica and all over the... yeah.
I'm not grossed out by the whacking it, the Formica.
And they put
you got to get some new cabinets and countertops. Anywhere that can do that?
I mean, I would go to Northeast Factory Direct, but that's just me. I don't think they deal in Formica. Maybe they do, but they deal in high quality materials over there. A guy who's...
It's high quality, but what about the prices?
Oh, God, Bill, it would cost you next to nothing. I mean, the prices are unbelievable. I'll tell you what. You could sit down with a design team gratis. So a guy whose family puts a restraining order on him had violated the order and is at the family's home. So the woman calls the cops, goes, hey, This guy, I got an order of protection against him. You got to get out here. And the cop shows up, starts talking to the daughter. And they noted that the officer immediately took an interest in the daughter. Oh, no. And he was walking around the home. And he unzipped his pants and began rubbing his crotch.
My God.
So the daughter goes into the kitchen to get her mom a glass of water because seeing something like that's going to make you pretty parched.
This is why I'm not worried about recycling anymore or trying to save the planet. We're done. We're good.
And frankly, we should be,
we had
too.
our chance.
Yeah, we should be.
Come on.
Yep, we squandered all of our potential, and that's okay. If you're a kid and your parents are telling you that you're squandering your potential, you go, yeah, I'm a human being. It's baked in. It's a feature, not a bug. So the girl goes into the kitchen to get a glass of water. The cop follows her in there. After she gets the glass of water, she turns around and says that the officer had his penis out of his pants.
I wonder what that look is like.
Now, but let me set the scene here for you. The way she described it was, he was facing out of the kitchen with his penis in his left hand and his right hand on the counter. Which means he was like doing one of these.
He was perching.
He was like leaning.
Yeah.
He's going, man, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, he was perching.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Ew.
Get a perch. Right there.
My public tossing off has.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Oh, wait, okay, hold on. Public tossing off.
It has been very limited. I don't think I've ever done it.
Why would you do any public tossing off?
But I don't know.
That is a fundamentally private activity.
But I've done it in public bathrooms. That's the only thing.
Why?
Because
you can't wait till you get home.
This was when I was young. I don't remember. I know I have done it in a stall, but I don't remember where I was.
That's why it's called a stall.
Yes, but
wait. Stall for time.
But I've never done it public, where people are walking around. These people who shoot their OnlyFans. I would hope so. Well, I'm just saying, these people who shoot their OnlyFans videos and are like, check me out, I'm in a store aisle.
Yeah, but they can't even post that stuff anymore because OnlyFans takes all that down.
Yeah, like your girl Kendra Sunderland. I have never. There have been people
the library lady.
I've walked in on people in the college library that. I've seen them do it, and then I've seen them right after they got done doing it, and then they tried to deny it. I'm like, boobs. Your hair's all askew. You look like you just got away with something.
Racks in the stacks.
Also, boobs. Their hair's all askew.
It is.
They're really getting into it, just like, whoa, yeah.
It's all mousy. You know what I'm talking about?
Mousy? You mean tousled?
And askew is the perfect word because it's just you're trying to put it together real quick and pretend like nothing happened. I'm like, nah, bitch, you ain't got no comb. Someone just tried to pack you down.
It's the old FFL, as we called it back in the day.
Wait, is this someone having sex or someone doing it by themselves? Because those are very different.
I have encountered people tossing off, and that's not even in a room. They have done that in one of those little desk computer areas. But I've ran into people that were doing it inside the little study rooms.
I've seen that.
Gotta bring Carl Monday back.
Yeah.
I got.
He loved going to libraries.
He loved it. Were you just masturbating?
Are you looking at porn and masturbating?
They're like, you're the guy in the trench coat, bro.
Why do you investigate this every week, Carl? There's so many things to investigate. He's like, I gotta stop the library jackers. What are you doing under that coat?
All right, let me take a break. If you want to text for something, 35192. You can listen anywhere you are on the iHeartRadio